right, Ian, it's time for some voicemails. You can go to anchor.fm/cupodcast and leave us a little message or question. Try to keep it short, like 20 seconds is like the sweet spot. You know?
That's right.
You don't have to backpat us too much. Hey, here's my question. It's my name. It's my question or comment. First one is from Steven here.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Andy from Indiana.
Why does it say Steven on
how you love 90s FPS games. And in the past 3 to 4 years, there have been a bunch of new boomer shooters, as the kids say, from indie devs.
Is that a term?
It is now.
Have you played any of them? If so, do you have any personal favorites? Anyway, love the show.
Boomer shooter?
Thank you for the question. I have not played any of them yet, but I keep meaning to. The one in particular that I keep meaning to play is Dusk. I keep hearing very, very good things about Dusk. My friend Joe is really, really big into that game. And it's a modern first-person shooter that's, kind of patterned after old Dooms and Bloods and stuff like that. And it looks really great. So I know that there are more out there than that one. I think that's the big one. And actually, now that you've mentioned it, I think I'm going to add it to my Steam wish list and get on with it.
Okay. Uh-oh, Ian. Here's a good one for you. I don't know what it is.
Pat, Ian, love your show. You guys are great. Hey, I grew up in Western New York, and my earliest memories of video games include a store called Zappers, which was a side business of Video Factory out there. And I was wondering if Ian had ever gone to Zappers, played in any of their tournaments, or rented any of their games. This was back in the mid-90s, one of the first used video game stores I can remember. All right, thanks.
What?
So there wasn't any super close by to where I was. We did go to Video Factory. Video Factory was one of the
chain?
It was like a local chain.
Like Easy Video.
Was where we did a lot of video renting from early on, and Record Theater, when Record Theater was still doing video rentals. I did go to a Zappers a couple of times, and I remember being kind of wowed by them because it was the first time I had not the first time, but it was the first video game store I saw that had tons and tons of demo units. They had lots of demo units.
Okay.
Because at some point it seemed like Toys R Us stopped putting out demo units, or a lot of them, at least in my area, had gotten into disrepair. So it was an interesting place to go and play newer games, more up-to-date stuff. But no, I never really rented from there. I did buy lots of stuff from and that place didn't really stick around. I do remember buying stuff from the flea markets that had Zappers stickers on it and shit like that, and I had to get the Zappers logo off. So
they probably lasted until Blockbuster killed them.
Yeah. Interesting topic there.
Okay, little Holmesy article. No garbage plate like Rochester, but anyway. Oh, I thought about the garbage plate. Now I'm starving.
Garbage.
Intermittent fasting, damn it. All right. Here's a good one. I like this one.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Kyle from Jack 7 Games. Longtime listener, first-time caller. And I was actually just wondering what your favorite non-conventional controllers were. Like your Power Glove or your Power Pad type controllers for any system. I'll start with mine, which is the Gamester FPS Master Controller for the original Xbox and PS2.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I don't know what it is.
But I do actually like some out there controllers. I really enjoyed the JogCon that came with Ridge Racer 4. It's a very weird controller, not super easy to use, but I beat the whole game with it. And people do remember it. It's a controller that has a force feedback jog wheel in the center. So when you start turning, the wheel will fight with you like a actual driving steering wheel.
What console was that again?
It was PlayStation 1.
Okay.
The another one that I really like is actually also by Namco. It's the Negcon, which they put out with the original Ridge Racer, and that is it rotates on a disc for analog sensitivity when you're steering, and it also has 2 buttons with a long throw, so when you push on the gas, it's not a 100% gas. You can actually ease onto the gas.
It's an analog pedal sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like a.
Have I seen that one? Have you shown me that one? Do you have that one?
Yeah, I do have that one. I think I've shown you that one.
Okay.
It looks like two handles stuck together, and there's a big disc, and you twist it. You twist the controller.
Did that come out in the U.S. or just?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It did. So those are two of my favorite weird controllers. And then I have always kind of liked what they called I believe it's called the Capcom Soldier Pad. It's the weird Super Nintendo controller that people don't quite understand.
The one-handed one?
Well, it's not a one-handed controller.
Well,
it's the fighting game controller. Yeah,
but it's twisted. It's like...
Yes, and I guess you could say one-handed. You hold it in your left hand, and then you type.
Yeah.
You type like you would if you were at an arcade. And it's pretty comfortable, and it actually works pretty nicely. They're cool controllers.
Am I confusing that with the RPG one?
There is an ASCII RPG controller as well.
Which kind of looks not similar, but okay. I'm confusing that with that. Hey, I hate to say I love the NES Max. Because that's the one I had as a kid.
Sure.
When I say it's unconventional, when people say it doesn't work, you have to press it. It's not... The circle is moving, but you have to press it. It's still a pad. It just makes sure your thumb doesn't get Nintendo thumb when you're playing games like Track and Field. These are the games that it was great for. Track and Field 2, anything with circular motion, Skate or Die, anything with a circular motion or something with extremes, ice hockey. It was better. It was a little bit better, I believe, for like racing games that you go back and forth. What it's awful for, any other type of game.
Yes.
Any platformer, you can't use it because it goes so into the diagonals that you cannot. It's not precise. It's for games that you have to be super precise like that, where you have to, if you hit down by accident, you know what I mean. I still use it though. I got used to it. I can play Super Mario Bros. With it, and it had the built-in turbo buttons, the cute little turbo buttons. So it was good for like shooters.
That was kind of a big seller.
So a game like a shooter would be great. A game like a Gunsmoke, I think I remember borrowing and playing Gunsmoke with that, and that worked out great. So that's my favorite one by far. For secondary one, you want to go secondary? God. I don't know. I have to think about a secondary one like that. I was trying to think of one on the PC, but I think I had mostly standard stuff on the PC. Nothing really weird. Let's see. Next one is from Riley.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Riley. And I was just wondering your guys' opinion on the state of retro game collecting in 2020. Kind of like your 2019 podcast. 2020 was certainly an interesting year for video game collecting. Just wanted to know how you guys felt about it.
Well,
Peace. Stay safe.
Thanks, Riley. Well, it could be a whole topic, but I mean, like, obviously we had COVID that pumped up prices and interest again, which was kind of surprising to see that in a lot of the 8 and 16-bit stuff. And then you had people going back and getting stuff from newer eras, Ian will tell you, like GameCube and PlayStation and PS2 and Xbox. And then you had the crazy WATA shit that I accounted for, but not to the extent that it happened when people were spending 60 grand on, sealed Super Mario Brothers, and then spending tons of money on unsealed stuff, like spending $1,500 on a freaking box Contra that wasn't even sealed. That's like insane. Games that are common. And not difficult to find even in the box. I didn't see it happening that quickly, and I did not see like $9,000 Spider-Man on 2600. Then I realized these people are crazy and have way too much money. I don't know any better. So that was a state to me.
Yeah, I mean the state. Just the state of video game collecting right now. It's crazy and it's expensive. It's just nuts. I don't know that I would suggest anyone try to get into collecting right now.
Yeah, because it was tailing off. I see people saying, we did that video with stuff we regret saying. It's like, I think someone said, you guys regret saying that prices were going to, collapse or go down. It's like they were going down from 16 to 20. They were going steadily down on a lot of the consoles. You can look up the price charting data. We went to the conventions and saw no one buying the expensive NES games, or even Ian said, I didn't see the Earthbound selling at PRG. That was like 3 years ago you said that. It was 3 years ago you said that. In 2017. You said, no, I saw like Earthbound and no one was buying it. The interest is less, or was becoming less and less. And it got a little shot in the arm with COVID, but I don't see that shot lasting forever. It's gonna come back down. It has to again. It was extenuating circumstances. And I think people also getting the stimulus checks, having a little extra money helped as well. especially in the first half of the year. There was a lot of stuff going on. People were afraid they would never see people, have experiences again outside, so they bought their consoles again. Ian, you don't tell you the story. Give me any game console, Ian said. People just like, give me a game console.
Anything.
People phone me, give me a game console. Next. Let's see.
Hey guys, great work on the podcast. Much thanks. Keep it up. One important thing to keep in mind about the Wii U, especially for any Zelda fans out there, the definitive editions of the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess exist on that console and have not been ported to Switch. So any hardcore Zelda fans, if you want to play those titles, they're going to have to get a hold of a Wii U. Take it easy.
We can tell this topic's a little bit older now, right?
Yes.
So,
well, I mean, but they still haven't been ported to the Switch. I think they will at some point, but he's right. If you want to play those enhanced remakes of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, you do need a Wii U. The reason why I didn't really bring it up is because and sure, this can come back to bite me in the ass. Nintendo always does weird shit, but I would find it really hard to believe that those games aren't going to get some sort of release this year.
Oh, they're gonna bring Twilight Princess over, I would think, on the Switch.
And Wind Waker. I mean, like I said, they did HD versions of both.
I was gonna say, they did the HD Wind Waker, didn't they?
Yeah, that came first.
Yeah.
That was like early on in the Wii U's lifespan, and it was one of the games they gave away for free at a certain point if you bought the system.
Yeah, I think they have Zelda bullets in the barrel for later this year. I would think. I mean, yeah, if it's a big seller. Well, Twilight Princess was. Wait a minute, was that the one? I always get confused with the one that came on the GameCube and the Wii. God, I always
Twilight Princess is the one that was on the GameCube and on the Wii.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Wind Waker was only on the GameCube.
That's right. Okay, that's right. God, there's too many Zelda games. Sorry.
There are lots of Zelda games. Yes.
What's the next one here? Oh, here we go.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Phil from Wayne, New Jersey.
Wayne!
Listener.
Wait a minute. Is that two Waynes in it? Was this the same one last week with Wayne?
From Wayne, New Jersey.
Yeah. Last week I mentioned Wayne because they did the toy show.
Oh.
Did you get two in a row, Phil?
I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts would be on an all video game music station for Sirius XM. Do you think there's enough of a market for it?
Not with Sirius XM. They're talking about a different demographic of people. Sirius XM is for... I do own stock. I must say that before I say this. I must disclose that legally. I own Sirius XM stock. Sirius XM was able to survive based upon like being free and for new cars and the truckers. It was huge with the truckers because they can cross all the state lines and not constantly. Imagine being a trucker and you're driving across the U.S. and you every fucking hour and a half you're filling with your radio trying to find new state. Like that sounds like hell on earth to do that. And this is before podcasts got big, 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago when SiriusXM was going to take over the world, when YouTube was still like a new thing. I don't know. I don't know the audience, but I don't see a lot of people that spend time playing a lot of video games not being able to access a video game soundtrack when they want to just on YouTube or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see them going to a specific SiriusXM channel. If you're going to get SiriusXM, it's for a specific talk show podcast, or I want to listen from the hits from the 50s and 60s, or the AM Gold station. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a different generation, slightly. I
think it's a neat idea, but I think we've kind of missed the boat on radio stations. People are listening to Spotify playlists curated by celebrities and influencers and stuff like that. I like the idea. I just don't see how. I can't imagine it being used very often. I don't think that's the market that's using Sirius XM.
Yeah, it's just a different market. I'll do a couple more.
Hey guys, this is Alan from Orange, California. I'm 16 and I'm a lover of the 2600 and physical media. My question to you guys is, if you were to take someone out for lunch, what place would you most likely take them to? Thanks.
Kind of threw me for. I thought Alan was going to go towards. Hey, I'm a young guy who likes a video game console. Came out 30 years before I was alive. Where would you take someone out to lunch to? If Ian had to do it like a friendly social. I don't know if it'd be like a semi-business meeting or just as a social with someone new. Where would you take someone to lunch? Where would you take Pat to lunch, Ian? Where would you take me?
Well, I'd probably get your ass out to Fish Pit finally. That place is good. That place is real good. But I've always enjoyed like lunches around here. One of my favorite places to go for a lunch is the OB Noodle House. It's usually not super crazy.
For lunch?
Yeah. It's usually not super crazy in the afternoon. I've had lots of good lunches there. They always run great specials. So yeah, probably something like that.
What I miss out here is I'd take you to a diner. With a diner, you can get anything at a diner, but you can get a nice club sandwich. Get a club and fries for like and plus it's cheap, like $6.
Yeah.
I remember going to a diner where you can get a hamburger for like $3.50, like a decent diner burger, for like $3.50, $3.75. You can get you can get nachos for like $5.50. You know, it's like 10, 15 years ago. Or you know what? I want an omelet for $6.50, $7 with toast. Fuck, I'm hungry. I want an omelet. I want an omelet with bacon, Swiss cheese. I want salsa and sour cream on the side. I want home fries. And I want rye toast.
Rye toast.
Dry jelly.
Delicious rye toast.
Jelly and butter on the side. They over butter. I don't want it soggy. I want it fresh. Put my own butter on it as I eat it. That's how you get your toast at a diner. You don't want it pre-buttered. That's disgusting. You want to be able to control your own destiny of your butter.
I honestly don't care that much.
Come on, you have had soggy, cold, too buttered.
I have, and I eat
diner toast.
I eat it all the same.
No. Diners where it's at. One more. We got one more here.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Stephanie calling from Florida. I have a couple questions for you guys. We were just ordering Girl Scout cookies while we were listening to your podcast, and we were just wondering if you guys had a favorite. What is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Favorite Girl Scout cookie, Ian? We told this because you have it. I think it's around for another like couple weeks to order Girl Scout cookies this year.
I have two. The Samoas are my number one favorite. Love them.
As Frank says, that's candy. That's no longer a cookie.
Yeah, it's fine. But the tag-alongs don't count then either.
Oh, the tag-along are like the tasty cake little peanut butter treats.
They call them candy cakes. They literally call them candy cakes.
They're not cookies.
But the Samoas have always been my favorite, and a close second, and unfortunately I can't get them. It doesn't seem like they've been around for a few years. They still have lemon cookies that you can get through the Girl Scouts, but I miss the lemon creams. They looked like, I can't remember what they're called, but you can get like the peanut butter creams. They just look like those sandwich cookies that you would get, at any grocery store.
Yeah, those are decent.
Yeah, but they used to do lemon cream sandwich cookies.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, and I fucking loved those.
The Do-Si-Dos are the peanut butter ones, I think. The sandwich ones.
So they used to have a lemon version.
Now they have s'mores, which I guess is fairly new.
They are good. The s'mores are good.
Is that closer to a Samoa in consistency?
No, it's just got like a marshmallow chocolate on the inside.
Okay.
It's good. But yeah, Samoas and the old lemon creams.
Let's see what our second part is.
And my second question is for Ian. How come it feels like you're so annoyed and fed up with Pat? I think you could be just a little bit nicer. He kind of gave you most of your clout and brought you onto his channel and stuff. But anyway, yeah, love you guys. Great podcast. Thanks. Bye.
But Stephanie white knighting for me?
Yes. I'm not here for clout, but thank you. I'm a crabby, annoyed person. Pat chooses to be around me.
In all seriousness, Stephanie, we are both how do I put this? We both have different peccadillos when it comes to interaction with each other.
Oh, we sure do.
We have different things that I think we put up with each other, and we've learned to love about each other, I think, in some way, shape, or form.
And while I wouldn't say it's a conscious thing, there are certain things, as Pat has alluded to before, there are certain things that we play up a little bit more on the podcast. Absolutely. You are watching an entertainment program.
Yes, these are our real personalities, but we're presenting to you. We're in the mode of being like, hey, when you get an actor to present the Oscars, it's played up a little bit, maybe their personality.
I play up my annoyance with Pat just like he plays up how he knows how to annoy me.
Am I playing that up, or I just want to annoy you? I don't know. Anyway, and here's the thing. It's like Ian, and we talk about clout. Ian has there's a weird thing with the podcast is that there are people that gravitate towards me and people that gravitate towards Ian as like the primary focus.
Yes.
I see comments all the time either get rid of Ian or Ian needs his own podcast without Pat. That happens more times than you can possibly imagine.
Oh yeah.
That people we have different personalities which people are attracted to in one way or the other. And if you probably look at our follower list, there's going to be overlap on like Twitter, but there's also be people that don't follow both
there
of
are
us.
plenty of people who that like show up in the comments on like posts you make that don't follow me, and I'm sure vice versa.
Absolutely, which is fine. I think that's acceptable. You can't have everyone liking everyone.
I think that's great. Actually, I mean, it means that we provide enough of a variety of opinions that people don't feel the need to follow both.
It means that if me and Ian had like a dinner, say at a diner, and we had a meetup with people, it would splinter off. Some people would go with Ian, and some people would go with Pat. It doesn't mean we all can't interact with each other, but at some point there will be a time limit for when this is enough. I don't like you enough to spend the whole day with.
Sure.
There's always that. You know that time limit where you have a friend where I can spend an hour and a half or 2 hours with someone.
Yeah.
I can't spend the whole day with someone, or like your cousin, or something. Yeah, I can spend a couple hours with my cousin. A few hours, I will strangle you after hour 3. There's always going to be like you can get along with someone enough until that point. But Stephanie, thank you for white knighting for me. It kind of turned me on a little bit, not going to lie, because I never had that happen to me before. But thanks. I'm just going to be honest. Someone's sticking up for me like that, and the fact that she likes Girl Scout cookies, so we got that going on.
Yeah, that's always good.